Hi, welcome to my mini lesson. The overall of the syllabus that I will be discussing is dealing with change. However, there are many different mini topics that I could talk about. So let me break it down to strategies to manage changes / unexpected events in the workforce. Today I will be teaching you about 3 different strategies that you could use to manage changes or to expect the unexpected. The first strategy is taking a gap year. So you might be wondering to yourself, what does taking a gap year actually mean? Well, it means to take a year off to have a break or to study, pursue other interests, build life skills, develop transferable skills, and sometimes work to accumulate savings. People also take a gap year to go on holidays and explore the world. Now, let me give you a real life example of when someone would take a gap year. A real life example is taking a gap year between after year 12 and before starting university to either work a full-time job, to save money for a future mortgage, or to take a gap year to travel around the world, which a lot of people do before starting their first year in university. I know someone who recently graduated year 12 last year, and instead of starting university in March, he decided to take a gap year and planned a 6-month backpacking trip all around Europe, making lifelong memories. He then decided to work consistently for the remaining 6 months to help contribute to his university loan that he would need to pay when he goes. Now it's time for me to discuss my personal opinions on the pros and cons about taking a gap year. The pros are usually people take a gap year after graduating high school, so taking a year off is very rewarding after studying constantly for the past 12 years. Another pro is you can use the time to learn a new skill that you could use in the future, or to use the time to start a side hustle, for example, learning how to make a dropshipping website. Now the cons is taking a year off can set you back from everyone else that decided to not take a year off. For example, if your course only takes 4 years, you could have already been 25% done by the end of the year, but instead you're at 0%. So that is why taking a gap year can be very beneficial, but it also has its negatives. The second strategy that I'll be talking about is managing your finances. This strategy can be very beneficial if you unexpectedly lose your job. So, what does this mean? It means you make decisions when it comes to your budget or your savings to help save more money and / or spend less. Well, how can this assist someone dealing with change / an unexpected event? You can change your spending if your income changes, and you can also save money in case of future changes. Now, an example is a student takes a gap year between after graduating year 12 and starting university to save their money because they know they will most likely quit their job before starting university to focus on studying. Another example of making a decision to save more money is stop getting takeaway. Instead of getting takeaway a few nights a week, you could simply buy more groceries and save the remaining money you haven't used. Getting takeaway can be very expensive, and a simple and cheaper alternative is just to cook at home. Now the third and last strategy that I will be teaching you about today is accepting less pay. Now you might be wondering to yourself, why would you take a job that accepts less pay? Well, at times you might be presented with a job opportunity that pays less, yet offers great potential that pays less, yet offers greater potential longer-term benefits for your career pathway. Now how can this assist someone dealing with change / an unexpected event? Higher paying jobs may be more demanding, and unexpected may limit the amount you work. An example of accepting less pay is if you're working at Google as a research scientist and Microsoft offers you a job that pays less. However, you read the job description and you find out that the other benefits you get from working at Microsoft rather than Google, and you see that you get 2 weeks more of paid annual leave than what Google gives you. So you decide to work at Microsoft rather than Google. Now it's time for me to discuss the pros and cons about accepting less pay. The first downside is obviously the pay. A big decider for people working at a new job is to make more money than they already were at the previous job. Pros: although you are taking less pay, the new job may provide you with things that you value more than taking a bit of a pay cut. For example, the ability to work from home. An example of this is my dad deciding to take a new job that, even though it paid less, the new job allowed him to work from home, meaning that instead of living in China and working in the office, we decided it was best to move to Australia and for my dad to work at home. Thank you for listening and getting educated by me.